So in this little video we're going to talk about tithing, which is a funny kind of word. It's an old English word, but you'll see it all the way through the Bible. A tithe literally means a tenth or 10%. What you find in the Bible is that everything belongs to God. We say God is our source. He's the God who provides everything for us. But everything really belongs to him. The Bible says the earth is the Lord's. But when it comes to the tithe or the tenth, there's a very specific way in which we express that. We acknowledge that God owns everything. He's our creator and he's our source. And in the Bible, you'll find all the way through that the tithe is an expression of our worship and our love for God, that he owns everything. So what you'll find is instances where Abram, for instance, when he worshipped God, he brought God 10% or a tithe of everything that he had. No one told him to do that, but he did it because he loved God and worshipped him. Then you find in the scriptures that it's kind of laid out the principles of what we do. So the basic thing, first of all, is to understand that we don't give God a tithe. We bring it to him. It belongs to him. If I can let's take an example, for instance. If your salary, let's say you have a monthly income of £2,000. That's what you're paid for your job. Now, the tenth of that is £200. We might think, oh, well, it's I've got to pay my tax, I've got my national insurance, I've got to pay my union dues, I've got to pay all these things. So what I'm left with, that's what I tithe. But no, my income, what I receive for my work is £2,000. So the tithe is £200. So we say we tithe on our gross income. Now, is it just my salary? No, it's not, because let's say I've got my income, but then as well, someone wants to bless me. We talked about sowing and reaping before. Say someone comes along and says, Roger, I want to give you £100 for your birthday. I say, thank you very much. Now, if I receive that, that is also something that's coming to me. So it's not just salary that I earn, it's everything that comes to me. So for me, in our system, if someone gives me £100, I say, well, £10 of that belongs to the Lord because it's his. So I don't give my tithe to God, I bring it to him. It's very important we understand that. Now, what do we do with it? Where do we put it? We don't just throw it up in the air or say that we'll do what we want with it. In the Bible, we find that there's the principle of the storehouse, where we're told that we bring our tithe to the storehouse, as you would do in the natural. What that means for us in the church in the New Testament is that we bring our tithe to the church. So we don't tithe to the church, we tithe to God. We bring our tithe to God, but we express that when we bring it and we place it within the church. And those who are responsible for the administration of that money look after it and they administer it properly. So the tithe then is 10% of everything. If I have an inheritance, I inherited from my mother when she died, I tithed that. What's it used for? Well, the tithe is used for people. Everywhere in the scriptures you use it, it's for people. It's not for things. It's to help the poor. It's to help those who are what we call full-time in ministry, who have to give up their jobs to serve the Lord in that way. To help people who are in need or to be blessed. It's specifically used to help people. So we don't touch it for projects to build buildings and things like that. The tithe belongs to God. A friend of mine often says, don't get caught with God's money in your pocket. And that's the principle of the tithe. I'm not giving it to God, what is mine. I'm just saying, Lord, this belongs to you, and I'm bringing it to you. And once I've brought it to you, that's it. Then I've got 100% of what I got left. So I haven't got just 90%. I've got 100% of what belongs to me. And we'll talk about that next time when we talk about offerings.